I up and moved to Los Angeles.
And at no point during that process did you get any kind of professional development.
Dumb genius. I moved to Los Angeles without a plan.
No acting classes, no
I
nothing.
moved to Los Angeles with $25,000. I had about $25,000 left
of the development
deal. I owed about $60,000 to the IRS because I didn't pay taxes.
Well, there's
so I'm technically in debt. I moved to Hollywood, and I remember moving and walking down like Sunset Boulevard, and I was like, okay.
Here we go.
This is it. What now?
This episode is brought to you by Chase Home Lending.
Hey, little girl.
Hi, Craig Robinson.
How are you?
You know what I'm doing? I'm doing pretty good, you know? Everything is in one piece, I believe. I feel healthy.
Good.
How you feeling?
I feel great.
Well, our next guest,
okay.
You know, his latest stand-up, which cracked me. I mean, tears are rolling down my face. Is talking about us getting old,
and
you know?
the funny thing is, he's still so young.
I know.
And he's talking about getting old.
It's true. It's like, we got to say hello. We're talking about Kevin Hart, who is here with us today. Got to say hello. And it's like, yeah, he's all in shape. He looks like he's about
15
I know,
still.
Right? Talking about not being able to run and pulling stuff and whatnot. It's like, what you pulling? You know?
Well,
maybe he's stretching more now. We'll find out.
You know, we love all of our guests, but I haven't met Kevin Hart.
And I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to Kevin. I mean, we've met on some photo line or something. We're just like, hey, how you doing? But yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, let me get his introduction going. Kevin Hart has made a name for himself as the hardest working comedian, entrepreneur, producer, and actor. He is a global box office powerhouse and has earned both Emmy and Grammy nominations. His authentic approach to sharing life's everyday moments, like we talked about, with humor and heart has earned him a devoted global audience and social media fan base.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Without further ado, let's bring out the former varsity basketball player, Kevin Hart.
I was waiting for that.
You knew I did my research.
Beautiful introduction. This is great.
Us ballers got to stay together. You know how that is.
This is so great.
So how are you talking about feeling old?
What do you mean?
Really?
I'm getting older. What do you mean? It happens.
You don't look it.
What you look and feel are two different things. I didn't say
right.
Look. Okay, the perception is amazing.
I expected you to come in here and
like do a cartwheel or something like that, or twisted ankle or something. No, it's a lot going on under the hood. I'm in pain. I am in pain. The maintenance to keep this up is extremely high.
I find that men, though, just don't stretch.
It's true. I can't touch my toes.
See, now that's the thing. I've been talking to Barack about this, right?
Because I have no ego about it. You see how fast I said it? I can't touch my toes.
But you can. You could be able to do it. I mean, you could, if you were doing yin yoga once a week, you could touch your toes. I challenge you.
Well, I don't want the challenge. Okay, I didn't ask for this challenge. Like, you just gave me a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, Kevin, I challenge you to do the yin and touch your toes. No, I don't want to touch my toes at this point.
Oh, man.
So you know how some people become famous,
and what?
And become bullies.
Yes.
Oh.
They just bully you into doing stuff like
bully?
Yes.
A bully?
She just comes busting in.
Yeah. It didn't work.
No, what you just did is the clear definition of bullying. Like that was if we're just going to be honest about it, that is exactly what bullying is right there.
And then act like she's not.
No, she said it and slammed her hand. Challenge accepted. Now, wait a minute. I never asked for the challenge. This is unwarranted.
So
I will try it though. My flexibility is in dire need of help.
But that's why you ripped up your, what did you tear?
Yeah, I tore my abductor.
That's in yoga, that abductor is stretched out.
It would be prepared for that type of.
It would be prepared for you gotta run.
Yeah.
You decided now I'm gonna race you.
Yeah.
You'll see when I get up. The problem here is like I jump up.
Yeah.
See, I needed a minute to just like let this leg get out.
You get a little dizzy, you jump up too fast.
You know,
That's
get a little too dizzy.
Yes,
it's
that's starting to
Equilibrium is
happen.
unbalanced.
Right? You
right?
know,
The
that's
dizziness
how
is
people
a
fall
problem.
and break a hip.
Has that ever happened?
All
Right
the
there,
time.
where you get a quiet dizzy spell and you don't want to alert anybody, but you're like, oh, this is it. This is it.
This is
This is
It's
for
about
sure
to
stroke.
happen.
Oh, this is
And the
going
higher
down.
up you go, you know, it's just like you just keep going, and your blood is like, we can't go that fast. So.
I think that I have to do a better job of alerting people when these things happen. Like I've had things that I deem to be scares. Like if you're eating and you swallow too fast and something gets stuck in your chest, there's been something. This is a heart attack. 1,000% is happening right now, and I'm just quiet about it.
I gave one of my girlfriends the Heimlich at dinner.
What?
Why
are
I
we
didn't
just
tell
hearing
you
about
all
this?
Yeah, well, a friend of mine was visiting me, and it was funny because Malia was
that's right. We're back to bullying. We're back to bullying.
You.
No, this is full circle.
But we're the same age, and you start having swallowing problems.
Yeah.
Things just stop. You know. Yeah. So
how about chewing your food
But
more?
she had chewed her food, but she had told me that she had this esophageal issue where things will get stuck.
Yeah.
Right. So I knew that about her. Now we're there with Malia and two of her friends. They're in their 20s, right? But they're still babies, right? She stands up, finished eating. She stands up and coughs. And I think she coughed up something and it got stuck in her throat. And she was like, and I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, Now the three children, they just pushed away from the table.
And laughed and started laughing.
No, they didn't laugh. They were like,
that's what I would have done.
It was girls.
Yeah,
If it was
started
guys,
moving.
we'd have been cracking
They
up.
were they were moving away. And I got up and I said, I went behind her and I just pulled up like I've never done the Heimlich before, and it dislodged it.
Did he pop out of
right
her
away?
mouth?
It just popped up right away. One
good.
got it.
That's
and
pretty.
I was
pretty
looking
big.
at the kids, and I was like, "What were you all doing?" I mean, my question, and they were like, "You're right. You're like, we were useless." They realized that was a mother moment.
That's actually a story.
Yeah,
that's one that you got to pull out at some dinners. Like that's not a casual.
We're
story.
just hearing about this.
Yeah,
by
that's
the
a
way,
big.
Kevin.
That's a big one.
We talked about it
No,
when
we
it
did
happened.
not.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
But in our family orbit, we talked about
How
it.
good is your life to throw out a casual hero story? I saved a life.
She's trying to make up for the bullying.
I only gave one. I only
But
needed.
I only say that because that's kind of stuff that happens when we get older. And the reason why I knew she wasn't faking, because she told me that it happened to her before, where something got caught in her throat and she was home alone.
And it didn't pop out of her mouth?
It didn't pop out, but it dislodged, and then she could swallow.
And then
it
went
again.
back down.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, she
re-ate
re-ate it?
It could have happened again.
She gave a re-eat.
A re.
You can't re-eat. You can't do a re-eat. You can't do a re-eat over the problem piece. You got to get that out.
Well, she's alive, but
Okay.
it's a hazard of aging.
Wow. It's the
stuff
things that
happens
break
to us.
down.
Right.
And the definitions form, the words. I think that's the funniest thing that I found about getting older is that you have a word and reason for everything.
Yeah,
because right now I'm losing mobility in my elbow. So what they said to me is that you look for so much information. Yeah. So apparently I don't have the same recoil that I did. So I have to basically extend my elbow, but overextend to get the full variation of use. But other than that, I'm fine. Yeah. Other than that, I'm okay.
Other than that,
but when it rains, it tightens up. Like it's that. You turn into that person.
And what did you say? You can't eat anything.
No, you get to the point where
you
your
put
system,
lemon in water. It's like, ooh, child, that lemon's gonna mess up my system. I cracked up because I feel that way.
You're much more regular the older you get.
And sometimes it's like, not now.
It's too much.
Not now.
Yeah, I'm not eating if I have a drive ahead of me.
You wind up thinking
it's 20
about
minutes
that
to get there. I'll wait. I'll eat when we get there. I'll eat once we're there.
I don't think I've eaten today.
Yeah.
Listen, that is so true. I mean, I got a flight. Let me I'm not drinking anything and I'm not eating.
Right?
You say we're going over somebody's house? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till after we, because I don't know these people. And I don't want to eat over
and
there.
And don't give me anything. No cheese.
Yeah, please.
No cheese.
I'm
no
sorry.
Dairy.
I'm sorry. What's in that? Walnuts. Yeah, I can't. I can't. I'm gonna push this back and just wait. Do you just have dry lettuce that I can I'll just nibble on that.
Don't put any sauce on it.
No balsamic dressing, please. Please. Please don't. No, none of that. Thank you.
Oh my God. We got young people here. You all don't even know.
Have no idea.
With your strong digestive systems.
It's coming for you all.
They literally eat like a tank. Just nothing. They don't worry about anything.
Spicy food.
Sauce,
oh my God.
Put it on. Add more spice.
Really? And you just look and go, oh Jesus, I would never make it to the car.
Yeah, respectfully, the language, I'll curb my language, but it's like having no fear for consequence when you eat is an unbelievable asset. It's unbelievable.
Childlike.
Eating an ass bomb, for lack of a better word. Like it's gonna blow.
That's
gonna blow. You're not afraid of when that's gonna detonate?
When?
Yeah.
But they can still control it,
They can hold their, they're like, what are the seagulls? What are the birds that could just hold on for so long? Like I've never seen anything like it.
And fly a continent, fly over oceans.
I'm envious, very envious.
Oh well, we're supposed to be talking about you.
Yes, I'm ready. By the way, that was a great conversation of relatability just now. Yeah, you got that too, right? No, when you stand up, right? Dizzy? Yeah. I can't see. Yeah.
All of that.
Oh, you don't eat either? Yeah, I haven't eaten a day either.
Oh my goodness.
That's good to know that we're all in the same part.
We're all in the same boat.
But please, before we talk about me, I just want to say congrats, guys. This is amazing. Thank you for having me. Amazing team that you have, amazing energy here, and excited. So excited to get in all things, of course, Kevin, and be a open book of dialogue, information,
that's great.
Conversation.
And to help out with that, we have a special guest in studio.
Yes, my little
eldest
nugget.
daughter.
My oldest.
Are you the oldest, Kevin? Are you the oldest? Or
I am, the oldest.
Grown child.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. And I spent
my first mistake.
2 minutes with her. She is your greatest treasure. I could tell
that's my
2 minutes.
best friend. That is I am unbelievably proud of the woman that she has become and is becoming. But I can say, as a father, your rewards come in a proof of concept, right? Like, I mean, in parenting, all you do is give your best and you hope that your efforts didn't fall on deaf ears.
Really, and half the time, aren't you thinking, "Oh God, I don't know what I'm doing"?
You don't, right? You're figuring it out as you go on.
We just act like we know what we're doing.
You're figuring it out, but I think for me, the biggest reward has been seeing her actively put the things that I've beat in her head over the years to use. And she's just a responsible, driven person. Like she truly is a little mold of the world of what her parents have put in front of her. And I think that's it's a plus. She's the best example in the world for her brothers and sisters,
that's
right?
Great. This episode of IMO is brought to you by United Airlines. I fly a lot, both with my family and for work. And the airline that's earned my trust is United. I've been a loyal Mileage Plus member since 1990. And yes, I know how old that makes me sound. Right now, United is rolling out the world's fastest, most reliable high-speed in-flight Wi-Fi from Starlink across their entire fleet, free for Mileage Plus members like me. Recently, I was flying United while watching a live game, and the connection was perfect, just like my setup back home. 35,000 feet in the air, and I didn't miss a single play. I also love the virtual gate feature, the luggage tracker, and all the changes and adjustments I can make through their award-winning app. Even better, they've got new planes with screens and power outlets at every seat, Bluetooth so I can connect my own headphones, and bigger overhead bins. But my favorite part has always been their service, which is stellar. All of the flight crews are so friendly, and I feel welcome the second I set foot on the plane. So book your next flight on the United app or at united.com. Today's show is sponsored by Incogni. Now, whenever I get those scam calls or texts, it's always infuriating to not know how they got my number or email. I'm quite careful in giving those out, but having my info exposed to scammers still felt unavoidable. Our sponsor, Incogni, is a must for the digital age. They go out and contact data brokers on your behalf and request that your personal information gets removed from these databases. You could do it manually, but it would take you years. The setup was really easy. I made my account, authorized Incogni to work on my behalf, and now I can track everything from the dashboard. I also like their new custom removals feature on the unlimited and family unlimited plans. If your information shows up on a specific people search site or random website, you can flag it and one of their privacy agents handles it for you. Go to incogni.com/IMO and use code IMO for 60% off. Incogni helps wipe yourself from the internet. Click the link below to claim your 60% off and get your personal data off the market.
Can you talk more about your mom?
Oh my goodness.
Because look, she was badass, you know, single mother. I want to know where she got it from.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's a good question. I mean, no disrespect to this amazing woman that I'm sitting across from at the table, but I'll argue anybody down and say, pound for pound, the best woman to walk the earth.
Yep.
Right?
Who?
My mom.
I thought you were talking about her.
Well, I know what you would do.
Then he's gonna argue about it too. That's what a brother does. My big brother. He's like, who? Her?
No, not even. My mom.
Oh, your mother. Okay.
You know what's crazy is like as I got older, I got a different version of my mom.
Yeah.
So the bad version of my mom, I never got to see because my mom flipped her life and went in the direction of spiritual, God-fearing and energy towards self and self-improvement. And from the age like 4 on, there was no relationship with my dad. I never saw another man with my mom. Like all I saw was my mom go to work, come home, tend to me, my brother, and whatever my needs or our needs were. I never saw anything else. So the commitment to doing whatever had to be done was bar none. We didn't have money, but we also never saw that we didn't have money.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a life or lifestyle that allowed us to do the most or have the most, but we had the things that we needed. It wasn't until my mom passed away that me and my brother got to see how much my mom did and what she prepared for. Like, I remember she passed away and there was insurance and money that was given to me and my brother and accounts that was set up and she had college funds just in case and like literally without having
any
this crazy salary or embankment of money coming in.
She didn't have a financial advisor.
Nothing.
Yeah.
My mom she was hungry for information. She felt that it was free and she said that you can obtain as much of it as you can keep. So she was in college, for the duration of her adulthood, chasing masters after masters after masters, always just further extending the opportunity to educate and to do. So in my younger years, it was like she does too much and it's annoying and like it's always something. You always want me to read. You always want me to like look up something. You always want me to study these things. And like, I'm not a good student. I don't want to do this. I don't want to finish or complete these things. I don't want to prepare or study. But when the adulthood kicked in,
you were like,
something happened and those lessons,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, it was second nature. If I could tell my mom anything, if I could have a conversation with Nancy, it would just be, you were right. And I think like parents.
How old were you when she
crazy,
passed?
so I get a little.
I look.
It gets me. So just give me a little.
We cannot talk about our parents.
No, it gets me. Sorry.
Yeah. No
need to apologize.
No.
With Nancy.
Yes.
That's my one regret. I never got to say you were right. And that's what...
How old were you when she passed?
Man. 26?
Yeah.
26, 27.
Yeah.
And it's not like my tear isn't like
No, I know.
It's not an angry tear. It's like
it's
the appreciation for the energy.
Yes.
And love in real time that a parent is giving.
Yeah.
As a child, you overlook it. You don't value it at the level that you should. So it's not until kids get older. It's not until kids get older that you go, damn, right? Like, I actually had the makeup around me. I had it. I had the machine around me.
Yeah.
And because it wasn't glamorous, because it wasn't the bells, the whistles, the cars, the big houses, the front yards, it was like, oh man, well, look at us. We're struggling. We're poor. We're this or that.
Yeah.
I also had the flip side of this as well, right?
Father.
So like, my dad was the opposite.
Yes.
And it's not glamorous. It's actually really bad. Like my dad was like, there was a lot of shit with my dad.
Yeah.
But if I didn't see it firsthand, and I didn't see my dad battle with addiction, with, the law. I mean...
So he checked all the boxes.
Name it. Name it. My dad, man, I mean, arguably the humor, the ability to have dark humor, light humor, it comes like it's my dad. Like an example of my dad, like I remember my mom's sister had passed away. And we're going to the funeral. And, this is my mom's side, right? But, a couple people had passed. Like, this is like another sister of my mom's, like her mom, her dad, like, this is, the funerals are they're happening.
They're coming.
Right? Yeah.
They're coming fast.
My dad is there. We get there, we're like standing with the family, and my dad goes, they dropping like flies. They
It's like,
Dad,
too soon.
Dad.
Too soon.
He look around. I mean, come on now.
Okay. Is that where the sense of humor came?
By the way, the worst health. My dad had the worst cancer, like lung cancer, took his lung out. He battled with every level of COPD. I mean, you name it. Like, my dad was supposed to be going years ago, but he would show up.
He's there counting
He kept
flies.
surviving. Yeah, man, I don't know how y'all not kicking this stuff. I mean, Dad, you can't say this. I beat it. That's it. I beat that. He's wearing it like badges.
Like, beat that. That one didn't get me.
They had cancer. They tried it. Had me in there with the chemo. I told him, kiss my ass. I got out of there. I beat it. Y'all didn't knock that? I mean, it was bad.
So you've got your mom as this shining example on the one side, and your dad as a different kind of example on the other side.
The worst of it, yes.
So what people talk about a lot today is raising young men to be good men.
Yeah. My dad was very adamant about the stance of man. So bullying and things like that when I was a kid. Like, yo, they messing with me, or they're getting messed, or I don't like that. They're picking on me down the street. My dad was come on. Where we going? We're going down the street. You're going to go down there, and whoever it was, you're going to handle your situation. I'm going to stand there. And win or lose, it doesn't matter. What matters to me is that you understand that you're not supposed to allow these things to happen. Whether I'm there or not, you have to respect yourself enough to want to see the best for yourself. So, I can go to several street fights when I was younger. And by the way, this is a different time of parenting. Like, we're a much different time where some of these things are frowned upon, but I can say the character that was built because of the things that my dad made necessary. And it was so far out of the loop of what should be done. Everything my dad did, I will stand and argue. I think it was wrong. I can say I think it was wrong.
It was
looking
dangerous.
back.
No, looking back at it, my dad,
what was he doing?
My dad threw me off a cliff in the lake. I was scared to jump. He grabbed me, threw me off.
It's like, nope, that wasn't a good
landed,
move.
I'm in the lake treading. He yelled down, "See, you fine." No, I'm not, man. You just scared the shit out of me. Like, I'm not comfortable in here. But his approach, the shock factor that it came with, it gave me a level of comfort with like things that will be. Like it is what it is. I don't care. Like my dad, we in the car break down. All right, leave it park. We're gonna walk. Walk where? Home.
We're in another state,
We're gonna
Dad.
walk home. We're gonna walk. We're in a boat. Boat break down. All right, well, it's okay. We'll wait for somebody to come by, flag them down, get on their boat, take us in. Who do we know out here? We just wait. Here they go. Hey. Let that one go by. They ain't stopping. Get the next one. Whatever. Things that were bad were never that bad to him. So I have such a simplistic like stance to problems. Like I don't talk about the problem. Like there's got to be a solution.
When did you come to appreciate the wisdom that you were getting from your father? I mean, what you got from your mother was evident.
Yeah.
Right. But, and I'm sure there's some tension to his approach, who he was, what he wasn't, who he wasn't to your mother. There were a lot of reasons to not see his wisdom. When did this clarity?
When I realized that my dad wasn't afraid to be honest about any of his flaws. Mm-hmm. My dad was very accountable. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Nah, your mother should have done what she done. I was a piece of shit. I did this, I did that. I was on drugs, Kev. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. Give you this story defines. I don't know if I told you this story. Cause
we're gonna hear it now.
You're gonna hear it.
I didn't know about the cliff.
Oh,
I didn't know he threw off the cliff.
Kevin's sitting there going, oh, Jesus.
This is gonna mess you up though, about grandpa.
Here we go.
It's not gonna mess you up, but this is like a real moment.
Is a thing.
So my dad, through like his craziest bout with drugs, my dad disappeared for a minute.
And how old were you when this took place?
I was 14, 15.
Okay, so
Dad's gone.
Important time.
Yes, this is the time when my brother was military, coming home because my brother was having problems. And it's just me and my mom, right? Like me and my mom's figuring it out. My mom's got me in every extracurricular activity. She's doing anything to keep me off the streets. My brother was an example of what can happen if you're on the streets. I'm not gonna let that happen with you. I got the iron fist. It's about 2 years since I've seen my dad.
Oh.
Right? Like,
So you don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know if he's alive, dead, or what?
You hear, because at the time he was battling with drugs, so you hear stories about your dad's been up on X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. That's where the addicts are. Like my brother was hearing things. I'm on a train, subway, public transportation in Philadelphia, and I'm sitting on a train, and
no way.
Is that my dad?
No way.
On a train.
Yeah.
Dad? 15 years old. I'm coming home from school. Doors open on the train. My dad looks at me dead in the eye. He looks bad, horrible. My dad ran off the train. About 7 months after, me and my brother find him, checks him into rehab. My brother found out where he was. His reason for getting into rehab and doing everything, because he was so hurt at what he looked like when I saw him at his worst.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he would rather go through life without seeing me again than me seeing him at his worst. So his road to getting back was such a crazy road to experience because it was unapologetic and authentic and real. So rather than frowning upon the years that I missed or the moments that my dad wasn't there, I kind of I relish in the fact that he's changing. Mm-hmm. He's aware and he wants to be better and do the right thing. And when he got on the other side of it, he said, look, I can't change anything of what I've done with you or your brother. I can say sorry, but now y'all got grandkids. I got grandkids. I can be the best version of myself to them because they don't know everything. give me the opportunity to create that with them.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing him repair his years of bad father by great grandparent energy. Oh shit, this is full circle.
Like, I'll take that.
I'll take it every day of the week.
Yeah.
And that's bigger than an apology to me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's much bigger. You don't need to say anything to me.
Right.
I've dealt with it. I'm okay. We're okay. I still love you. You're my dad. But your road to repair and how you're going about it, I can't find a level of more respect. So seeing him do that, it was when I started to really peel back the layers and go, I mean, this is a man's man.
Mm-hmm.
This is you're talking about falling to the bottom
and climbing
back up and finding a reason to smile every day after finding solace, and then the blessings of your son becoming and you being able to see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whether who's to say who deserved to or who didn't. Like, my mom didn't get to see any of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was able to be on
Yeah.
My dad was on jets with me, and here's a house, Dad.
Yeah,
here's a car.
yeah.
Get what you need. What do you want? My dad was able to reap the benefits of his son becoming, because somehow he managed to make it through. I don't know why it plays out the way that it does, but I think everything happens for a reason.
For sure.
But I love the fact that my dad got a world of blessings after his world of turmoil.
And in some ways, you got extra blessings from that.
Well, I won't touch drugs because my dad.
Yeah. And I've only met Heaven. I haven't met your other kids, but I suspect that it's affected you in the way you parent.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. Like, you might, they've never spent the night like over their grandpa's house.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, hey, look.
It's like,
you're not going over grandpa's. Dad, can we, when they were kids, like, Dad, can we go? Can we stay with grandpa? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not going over there.
Right
here. You're going to grandpa. He can come. He's going to come over here
and sleep over
here. We're going to have grandpa come in. My dad would ask all the time, send the kids down there. Let me tell you. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not, Dad.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And we all have if you're black, and didn't grow up rich, we all have that wasn't my father, but there were cousins and uncles and you know.
You're not going over there.
Yeah. And it's the other thing you got from all that was the power of forgiveness.
1,000%.
Right? Because there's so many young men, so many grown men who are walking around with the pain from that loss without any clarity, without any context, without any reconciliation. And they are living with those holes.
1,000%.
And your father helped you close those.
It's weird because my brother struggles with that.
Okay.
My brother can't let go of the times of old. He's very stubborn in the idea of repair. If you do something wrong to my brother is, well, then for life.
Yeah.
You and I got a problem for life.
Yeah.
Every time I see you, I'm going to tell you that me and you are no good. like that, I told him one day,
that
I
takes
was like,
a lot of energy.
Do you know the amount of energy that it takes to keep a grudge?
Really?
Do you know, every day
you wake up happy and be like, no, that nigga did me wrong.
I'm so the fact that they think I'm that guy, like that, it takes so much, and he can't. I've never been I'm not a grudge person.
This episode of IMO is brought to you by Chase Home Lending. Buying a home isn't just a financial decision. It's a step into a new chapter. And you shouldn't have to take that step alone. With Chase, you're supported by real people. Your neighbors, folks you see around town, people who know your community and understand what matters to you. Chase's home lending advisors are there to listen, guide, and help you understand what's possible and help you get into your new home. With smart digital tools like Chase My Home, you can plan your next steps and explore your options whenever it works for you. You know, in my early days, as I was transitioning from my corporate job to coaching, I had a few people in my corner that made all the difference in helping me succeed. I remember working in the corporate world and trying to navigate how to climb the ranks to vice president. I had a mentor that I relied on to help me learn the rules of the game. I specifically recall asking him what it took to be a vice president. His advice still stands out in my mind today. If you want to be a vice president, act like a vice president. Those words stayed with me my whole career. Behave like the position you want, not the position you're in. So, if you're thinking about your own next chapter, remember, having someone you trust by your side can make all the difference. Explore your savings opportunities and let Chase support your journey. Visit chase.com/IMO to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Opportunity. This is a great way to segue into Kids Make Me Angry.
Yes, yes.
Can you talk a little bit about your project with Audible?
It's a project with Audible, and you know, it's more of what we're doing now, right? Like the lessons and intel, information and stories of like my roadmap to better parenting. From start to like where I am now. It's a very, very authentic, transparent dive into like kid 1 through 4 and the lessons that I was able to like learn from, take on, understand, improve upon, and grow with after each child, right? Like, you know, from starting out and, you know, not really like being as useful as you would want to be, right? Like, you know, when a newborn baby's there, it's not much as a father that you can do. You're there for
you can change a diaper.
I mean, it's vocal, maybe, but when I start changing the diaper, you snatch the baby because I did it wrong.
Because I did it
yeah,
wrong.
That's not it. You got it too tight. That's why I don't. Give me the baby. Well,
it's like everything's shooting up the
back. Let me swallow. I can swallow. No, you don't do it right. The arm ain't locked in. You're there for moral support.
Looking over the shoulder
and that's
only.
It. And I think it's very valuable.
Especially men.
1,000%.
I think it's really beautiful that you are sharing your skills, tools, lessons, wisdom as a father, because fathers don't talk as much.
Well, I think there's a cloud over the concept of, you know, the Black father, right? And the stereotypes attached to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bad, good, whatever they may be. The only way to redefine these stereotypes is to put better examples of fatherhood out there in the world that can be received, that can act as energy to energize this new generation of fathers.
For sure.
Right? What better gift to give to fathers than the gift of more information, right? And affirmation, right? I think sometimes we're looked over and quickly looked past.
There are a lot of good fathers.
1,000%.
We had one.
Mm-hmm.
I am married to one. My brother is one. You know, I'm surrounded by good fathers. And you're right, they get a bad rap, especially Black fathers.
Yeah.
You know.
But part of it is because there's not enough guys doing what you're doing.
Yes.
And who have the platform to go out and say, and champion fathers. So thanks for doing that.
Thank you.
First and foremost.
Thank you.
Well, Heartbeat, y'all are killing it.
Please
talk about
that joint.
I mean, all that you were doing.
Heartbeat is my entertainment ecosystem.
I like that. Ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
Okay.
One of many.
Are there plants and trees?
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of trees with tons of branches that are now presenting the opportunity for so much for this next generation. I think what I'm very adamant about at this point in my career is creating opportunities for the new. For example, Funny AF is a comedy a comedy series that I did with Netflix where we're finding the next voice in comedy, right? And the winner of the competition gets an hour special on Netflix. So I was able to go to Netflix and say, look, I want to do something cool, but the hour special has to come with it. Well, Kevin, we don't know. That's a lot to give. Well, as my partner, I need you guys to align with me because this has never been done.
Are you guys, you're working with everybody? Or are you working primarily with Netflix?
I personally was doing, was doing a film deal with Netflix. Unbelievable partners, unbelievable relationship that we've had over the course of like the last 5 years. The company still does business with all, right? It's free game and opportunity for.
With all. That's neat. So, Mish, how does that compare to Higher Ground and what you guys are? It sounds really
similar. Philosophy, except you're Kevin Hart. You've been doing this for a while, which is a wonderful brand. But yeah, we are. It's the same sort of thing. I mean, we've had a wonderful relationship with Netflix.
Yeah, you've been actively producing a lot. You guys are doing amazing.
But we moved from an exclusive deal to a first look with a goal always to be independent.
Yes.
Right, because our reason for getting into storytelling was to tell a broad base of stories. And get it out there. So our goal is to work with everyone. So we're now at the phase after that great foundational support from Netflix to be able to go independent. It's all about mentoring opening doors.
Ecosystem.
Yeah, ecosystem.
You have the same thing
But in
operation.
order to do that, we've got to be working with everyone, right? Because not every story belongs on every platform. And Netflix was an example of that. I mean, they do certain things, but they don't do everything. So having the freedom now to go and work with everyone. We've got projects with HBO. There's a project that Barack is doing with Larry David on HBO that's coming out like right around the 4th of July. That is, a sort of spoof on America. So it's a comedy.
There is no problem with working with everyone.
Well, it was great to support you in fatherhood.
Yes.
I mean, that was really one of my favorite movies of the year that year. I mean, the depiction of real fatherhood. I mean, that's been a part of your brand. And I think that is beautiful. That story was so absolutely touching.
Kevin, when you started out in comedy, and we've been talking about a lot of stuff here. We haven't even touched on your genesis in comedy. Because I'm trying to figure out, were you better in comedy or basketball when you were growing up?
If you really want to be honest, man, I feel like I chose comedy, but basketball chose me. Right?
You could hoop.
You could hoop. It was one of those things.
I think people don't understand.
No, nobody does.
How good you have to be to play varsity basketball in high school.
Nobody understands that.
Usually people's career are over before they get to varsity.
Yeah, it's a tough thing that I struggle with more than anything because that's where I should be. I should be.
You carry yourself like a hooper.
I should be on the court, right? But instead I chose the stage.
Yeah.
Because I had to, right? Like the demand for laughter was so high. And I just had to put the basketball sneaks up. I had to put them up.
But when you finally got into comedy, did you envision what you're doing with Heartbeat, or did you think, all right?
No. No. Let me give you an honest answer.
It's like
absolutely not.
No, hell no.
You're looking at a dumb genius and accident on accident on accident. Like stand-up comedy was an accident. I was working at City Sports. A friend of mine at City Sports said, Kev, you funny. You should do one of those amateur nights because the comedy club was right up the street. They said, would you do it? I said, I don't care. I'll do it. They said, if you do it, we'll go. We'll all go. And it was like a joke. I did amateur night. I fell in love with it. Oh my God, this is amazing. I won a couple competitions. Being a dumb genius that I am, I quit my job because I got $75 from winning the competition. I was like, I'm going to do this.
See you later.
I was going to come here every week, win this. They stopped the competition soon after. I had no job, no more access to this $75. That was my plan of attack.
So you weren't like writing jokes and preparing.
No.
You just
No.
I want to hear that story. When did you start like treating it as a profession?
When my mom laid down the hammer, my mom was like, "You got a year. You got 1 year to figure it out your way. And if you do not figure it out," I'm still living with my mom.
And you're how old at this point?
I'm 18.
Okay.
If you do not figure it out your way, you have to do my way, which is college, back to community college, back to
whatever,
school, trade, job, everything. Keep in mind, I'm out here with a dream. I'm like, Mom, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be a comedian. What? I'm gonna be a comedian. I got it. And to her credit, she didn't lessen my dream. She never was not aligned. She put a time on it. And what that did, credit to her or not, it made me go, oh my God, I got a year.
I got to get serious about this.
I got 1 year. So I put the most pressure on myself and I figured it out. So in figuring out where the amateur night rooms were, where the comedians were that were getting work, doing work, who can I get access to? Who can I travel with? Who can show me more than what I know now? And I started to figure it out. So my mom, there's the Bible story of like where she put checks in the Bible. She's asked me like, am I reading my Bible? I told the story several times and I was lying. Yeah, I'm reading the Bible. She was like, well, let me know when you read the Bible. I was like, Mom, I'm reading the Bible. But at the time, the rent, it was getting crazy. I was getting notices. Like, they're about to kick me out, Mom. I can't, like right now, I'm having a hard time covering the rent. And she was like, well, read the Bible. Talk to God about it. Mom, this ain't, okay, I don't know. This is not a game. All right? Like, I get it. I get the spiritual side of it. Look, I believe, okay? But right now, they put a notice on the door. I need to, you got to help me out, Mom, this month until I do these open mics the next month. Read your Bible. Damn it, Mom. Like, I'm getting frustrated. So one night I opened up the Bible. She had all the checks for the year. Like, she had rent checks to cover me for the year in the Bible. They all fell out. And it's like the dopest thing ever, but okay.
Yeah.
Let me actually read it.
Could you just have given me the check?
Yeah, I mean, like, by the way,
no,
very
she
childish.
couldn't have.
Extremely childish, right? Extremely childish. I'm 18. Just give me the damn checks, lady. I'm going to get kicked out. Okay,
but she knew you weren't going to read the Bible.
She knew, and she knew I was lying the whole time. A month and a half of lies. I read the Bible, Mom. I'm on page 76. Matthew's talking to Peter about the stuff he did to David. I'm clearly reading it. I'm just cliff notes. I'm looking up cliff notes from the Bible. So when I gave that year and figuring it out, I saw like the energy that you should have to like really being prepared for the craft. So I started treating it like a real business. I did a Def Comedy Jam competition and I won. I won a Def Comedy Jam competition.
When was this? How old were you?
This was, I want to say 1998. I was probably doing comedy for like maybe 2 years, maybe a little over at the time. And this was so big.
Yeah.
To me, I was like, I just won a Def Comedy Jam competition.
I mean, shoot.
By the way, you were supposed to get so much. None of it happened. Everything was promised with the competition.
Well,
none of it happened. I never even got the jacket. I never even got my leather jacket. You were supposed to get a Def Comedy Jam jacket, which was the biggest thing to me. I'm gonna wear this jacket so people know. Look, I gotta be funny.
You funny.
Do you see what's on my back? They never gave me my jacket, and after winning, like you were supposed to be on a Def Comedy Jam tour. Like I did one date, and then the tour disappeared. Like it was just it was a very lackluster letdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russell, listen, he's my guy. I've told Russell this story to his face.
It did happen.
You owe me a jacket. I've said it several times. If nothing else, give me my damn jacket, Russell. But things were starting to happen. I did BET Comic View. I started to find my way to TV, and I ended up doing Montreal Comedy Festival. When I did the Montreal Comedy Festival was when everything changed. I did the Festival of New Faces, and the Hollywood side of the business was like, you gotta see this guy, this Kevin Hart guy. You gotta see him. And I started to then move to a place of like auditions and things here and oh my God, now I'm like, oh,
this is a thing.
Comedy gets you to the oh,
I would never thought about that. Never saw that.
I could probably do movies and stuff. And I remember getting a deal. I got a deal for like $250,000. It was a development deal with, I want to say ABC or NBC. I got a development deal. And when I got that, you know, I got it.
I'm rich.
Mom, I'm getting you a house.
Right.
I'm gonna hold you down.
Everybody gets a house.
By the way, gotta get a car, right? I'm gonna hold. Dad, I know you want something. Don't worry, I got that. That money was gone in 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. That money was gone. But I up and moved to Los Angeles.
And at no point during that process did you get any kind of professional development.
Dumb genius. I moved to Los Angeles without a plan.
No acting classes. No nothing.
I moved to Los Angeles. With $25,000, I had about $25,000 left
of the development deal.
I owed about $60,000 to the IRS because I didn't pay taxes.
Well, there's
so I'm
that.
technically in debt. I moved to Hollywood, and I remember moving and walking down like Sunset Boulevard, and I was like, okay,
here we go.
This is it. What now? So the opportunities within TV and movie, they started to come. That was when The Big House and Soul Plane, all of this stuff happened early on, and I was supposed to be made from it, and those things failed.
Yeah,
none of it worked. So I kept getting hit with failure, but while failure was hitting me, because I was such a road warrior, the next wave of opportunity came from Will Packer, who saw me at a comedy show. And he wanted to develop Think Like a Man, which was Steve Harvey's book.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to star. Think Like a Man was a $12 million budget. We did 90-something million in the box office. And
that was that.
That was it. Like literally, Think Like a Man hit. I was the comedy relief. I can't thank this cast enough. The cast of Think Like a Man. Romany Malco, Megan Good, Gabrielle, Regina, Lala.
It was a beautiful movie.
Gary
really
Owens,
was. Yeah.
Jerry. I mean, Terrence. Tim Story directed. Like this movie was set up in such a way to where I was the funny, but without the cast giving me the ammunition or the moments, none of it would work, and everybody was okay with it. And I was able to improv, and I was able to do this thing that created like some movie magic. So this thing comes out, and then to Hollywood, this is the new guy. I mean, at this time, I've been doing comedy for 12 years.
Yeah. You were long overnight
I'm
sensation.
ready. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Like it's going to happen. I have not taken my foot off the gas. I've done the same thing over the course of a 30-year career. And to most, it's, oh man, it's overnight.
Yeah.
Not
the
real
so much.
grind.
Yeah.
And the real hard work that it took to get here. And, when I sit down for too long, I'm like, okay, I'm working, but Kevin, you gotta figure out the next wave of comedy. Like, what are we talking about? Where's the next comedic energy wave coming from? And what I do that I embrace, I go to a comedy club, I go to New York, and I go to the smallest places. And in these places where I, hold on, I'm telling my wife I'm still here.
Tell her,
hey, honey, I'm still here. Say hi.
Hey, we're on the podcast. You're on. Hi.
Completely different smile when she saw you. Did you see that? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Did you see that? Completely different.
Salty for
what are you doing?
Minute,
what are you doing? I got
turned
eyebrows. What are you doing? I'm still here, babe. She saw, hey! I mean, what just happened? I'll call you when I'm done. Hev is here too.
Hey, Nico.
All right, I'll call you when I'm done.
We're all here.
All right, love you. Bye. So So like,
see,
Oh,
and
you got
let me
some
just
points
say,
there, bro.
I mean,
You got some
took
points.
his wife's call.
oh no,
Like,
that's that. I don't in that one. Yeah,
you
got
do
that. Yeah.
not.
No,
I do not
no.
in that one.
Do not.
No.
Well done.
No, hey, you see I fumble. Hey, you see Michelle? Hey, everybody's here. Just you see everybody? We still filming. You said you would be there. I know, but you see,
I know.
yeah, that's a beaten
That's
man
like-
right there. With stand-up comedy, so I go to these small places, and I don't have a thought. I go on stage and I talk. I'm not afraid of silence. I'm not afraid of the joke not working. I embrace the idea of in order
to get to
the hour, I gotta step on stage with nothing, and I gotta go, okay,
Here we are.
here we go. And I gotta figure it out. In real time, I gotta figure it out. And as you start to figure it out, my energy starts to pick up. Oh, I got a joke. Oh, that joke connects to this. Oh, I got to go back out. I got to get on stage again. Oh, I'm so excited to do these things to see if they work. And then after 8 to 9 months or 10 months of preparation and doing that over and over again, 5 to 7 days out the week, I have a skeleton of what I want to talk about. It's a brutal process, but I embrace it because without that, well, you can't celebrate the good.
Heaven, we are going to take you off the hook because we have a listener question so he can lecture them.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, here it comes.
So we do this listener question where we give back to
This is our wisdom sharing.
This is we share some thoughts. So this one is from Carrie.
I'm a parent to 2 amazing kids. For years, I was close to both of them, but with the teenage years and probably all the hormones, my oldest has become challenging for me to be around. I feel like she has a mean streak that's developed towards me, and we're really not getting along these days. I love both my children, but I'm closer to my youngest right now. I feel horrible because my brother was always the favorite growing up, and I'm extremely sensitive to how hurtful that can be. How do you think I could connect with my oldest? Do I just ignore what's going on or try to talk to her about it? And how do I make sure that my kids know I love them both equally? This is from Carrie in Madison, Wisconsin.
I think that, when you're in that period of battle, as a parent, you create settings that are just better for your mode. I would recommend take your oldest to breakfast. Take your oldest for a hike, a walk, go to dinner, a bike ride, an activity that forces you guys to talk, that forces you to enjoy one another in a different manner than what you've been doing. Good always comes out of quality time, right? And not your version of quality time, but something that acts as a new version for the both of you. I would recommend. And I think, in doing that, you get to see and remember why your parent is fun or why your parent is cool or good energy. Did you like that?
You should do a book.
Well, yeah.
An audible book.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Guys, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on doing an audio version of
I think you should.
Of parenting and
We've
information.
discovered that here today.
That's
I'm glad
what I'm good
I could
at.
be of help.
Thank you for that idea.
But I like that advice. I think we talked about this as well. I would encourage her to make sure she is taking each child as they come.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say, make sure you see the child in front of you and try to, just like you did with Heaven,
I love that. I mean, I think that's 2 phenomenal breakdowns. So hopefully that information is taken and not frowned upon.
If not, then get Kevin's Audible book.
Yeah. Which I just made the decision to do.
Yes. Thanks to Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An amazing gem.
And should I start negotiating a percentage now?
Well, you said it without that. Right, we already. Yeah, you gave the idea. You didn't.
You said it without
first. The first idea wasn't. It didn't come with a business economics. So it's weird now. So I think that we kind of just have to. It's one of those things. Yeah, we just have to leave it because it's weird. You don't want to make it weird, right? That's it. That's how I would state that.
Ooh, master negotiator right there.
Fair point. Craig, do you have anything to add?
I can't. I don't want to add too much. So those are both great answers. The to Kevin's point, sometimes you have to ask your kids what they are interested in and what they're doing to be better able to go find that new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't tell you how wonderful this has been.
Really,
Thank you.
Really wonderful.
It was.
Thank you.
It was amazingly uplifting, right? Like I just love the vulnerability, the transparency. So I can only thank you guys for the time today. Like this was
and
very,
thank
very
you
much worth
most
it.
of all for bringing Heaven.
Yeah, she
is Heaven.
bullied my interview.
I want to pack her up.
Yeah, please.
It's like,
please.
It's like, here.
Yeah, I have her bag. Hold on. I'll be right back. I have her bag in the car.
You'd love Malia and Sasha. They've got to meet.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
And be sure to tell Nico we said hi, too.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now because I'm a little late.
She's waiting.
A little behind.
late.
Yeah,
Okay.
my day's a little behind. It's all right.